Hey, hey, hey. It's Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. I'm driving, so I can't do too much. Sunday. How are you? Happy Sunday, everybody. We made it through another blessed week. No matter what the week was like, don't matter if it was good, bad, indifferent, somewhere in the middle, you made it through. Somehow I made it through. God let us make it through. And here we are. We're here to talk about it. So, hey, it's all good, right? Every day is a good day. It's when I'm doing traffic reports, we have a sponsorship by the Georgia Lottery. And one of them says, any jackpot is a good jackpot. Any day is a good day. Any day you're alive is going to be a good day. So, it's a good day. It's a new season. New season. Can you say new season? My hair's still red in the front. I don't know what's going on with it. It's a new season. It's a new day. Fresh anointing is coming your way. Season of power, prosperity. It's a new season. It's already here. So, hey, what's happening? The sun's on my dome again. What is goings on? In the words of, who's that guy's name? What's going zones? One of those bloggers. Oh, I forgot him. He's somewhere from down south. Got this super country twang. Didn't even know he was a brother at first. I'm like, wait a minute. Show does. Love it. He said, what's going zones? Double Tap TV. Yeah, gotta check out Double Tap TV. Anyway, what's going on with you? How are you? Okay, back from another amazing new birth experience with our new birth fam in the room, our new birth fam online in the virtual sanctuary under the leadership of our senior pastor, Jamal Harrison Bryant. It was an amazing, amazing time. If you did not get to tune in, go back and check it out on the New Birth streaming platforms, on the Facebook and the YouTube. You won't be sorry. Sorry. The glory fell. Prophecy was out there. It was a great day. Great day. Dr. Brian, you didn't even need no hymn of preparation. It's like, I'm just gonna start preaching. What? I love it. Like, we don't have to go. We're already in some space right here, right? We're already here. God's presence is already here. So let's just bring the word then. By golly, and that's what you did. Then we had was it Ashton Jackson? I think our praise team singer, hopped off the stage last week singing God's glory, and you hopped off the stage this week, Dr. Bryant. They ain't even no stage. That's the thing. Came up out of that pulpit, down into that inner space, and the glory fell. Ooh-wee. I can't wait to go home and watch it again, experience that again. We're going higher and higher every week, every round, higher and higher, higher and higher. And I just can't wait to see what God has planned. It's already amazing, but we ain't seen nothing yet. Oh my gosh. Whew. Yeah, honey. That was so good, so good. So, all is well. All right, all is well. We're in a month of firsts here, my family. We lost our precious mom a year ago on the 30th of this month, and you know how Google Photos and Facebook and stuff starts bringing up your memories from a year ago. So yesterday, our memory photo I popped up. I think I put it on Twitter or something. Was right after we finished. Mom's in the ICU. Barely recognizable, really. I don't even know what is going on here. And just finished meeting the doctors and care team, talking about does she have does she want to be resuscitated or not? What were her wishes, and what were we thinking about that? And I really never knew. You see it. Maybe you guys have seen it in real life. I haven't, but I see it on TV on those medical shows. And they're, you know, on the chest compressions. But I never really thought about it until the doctor said, well, if you want her to be resuscitated, she's 86. You got to think about what that's going to do to her. Because it's a very vigorous, aggressive attempt at resuscitating life. And yeah, people get broken ribs from the compressions, right? And I never did that. Did you do that? Like, huh? What? So some in the family were like, oh yeah, we gotta bring her back, whatever. If that happens, we need her, whatever. We don't want to lose her. Of course we don't want to lose her. It's not up to us anyway. But that is just a terrible thing for her to have to go through on top of everything else, right? So if it didn't happen, she never had to be resuscitated. But if it did happen, and they had to do all of that, then she not only recovered from what she was recovering from, then she recovered from the pain of broken ribs, whatever other injuries go along with that. I never thought of that. I don't know. You guys know about that? I didn't know about that. So that changed a lot of people's minds about that, and not just for my mom, but also for their own selves. Like, oh, I don't want that. So it's very interesting. That was yesterday. Then today I saw a couple pictures popped up of my brother and his daughters, my nieces, and me, and then my sister and I, another picture, and that was the next day. You can only go up one at a time, and it was a sad month for us last year, and we weren't expecting. She was not sick to die, sick unto death, as they say, right? She had something happen in a surgery, and she was unable to walk and sit up, walk or stand on her own. But that doesn't cause you to die, right? So we weren't expecting that. We were just expecting, we'll have mobility and work on, best care for her and best all of that. But no, we were not thinking that was going to be happening. So it came as a shock at the end of the month. She had gotten out of ICU. And so she had gotten into a great new facility, and she was only in there, she went in on Thursday, and on Saturday night she was gone. That was it. So we were not ready for that. It wasn't like she had some, terminal illness and we were preparing for this or that. We weren't preparing for any of that except for limited mobility and etc. Right? So, yeah. So keep us in your prayers, please. I always praying for you guys. Pray for our families. We're navigating our way through. I can't even believe a whole year has gone by. And it's like, Steph, did you even really deal with it that much? I don't know. Sometimes. And then sometimes not so much. And then, the stages of grief, and people deal with it in different various ways and, all that. So this is not meant to be a sad video. But it's kind of where I am, And sometimes I'm like, I just want my mom back. But you can't have her back. So we know that. And I can't say I want to go where she is, because that's not what I want or what she would want. So that's not up for discussion either. So it's like, okay, she would want us to remember her, continue on, carry her legacy, make her proud, right? And keep doing the things that she always encouraged us to do. So there's none like her. No one like your dear mother. There is no other like your dear mother. This will be a little poem. I think our next door neighbors. We have friends next door. We're growing up, and their mom, I guess they must have given it to her mom, like their mom a plate, like, or something you hang on the wall, like a glass thing. And it said, to one, I don't even know the whole thing, but it said, to one who bears the sweetest name and adds a luster to the same, who cheers when sad and something when good, the something, 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 the greatest friend I ever had. Long life to her, for there is no other can take the place of my dear mother. No one can take the place of your dear mother if you have a good relationship with your mom. And we did. That's my best girl. So, help us, Lord. Help us, Lord. So I'll probably go up there this month and sit and chit and chat and remember her. We did remember her with, my dad wanted to have a scholarship in her name at her church, St. Matthew AME Church. She was, for many years, chaired the scholarship committee, or part of the scholarship committee, part of all of that. She always was champion for education. She was a teacher. She was an upper bound director. She was all kinds of things in helping other people. And, she was other things. She's a banker. She was all kinds of stuff. But, that scholarship committee and her church meant so much to her. And so Dad came up with the idea. He said, I want to offer a $2,500 annual scholarship. So every year for the Maddie Norris Lloyd Scholarship for the St. Matthew AME Church Scholarship Committee, Philadelphia, PA. And so this was going to be the first year. We just put it together, and it'll expand over the years. But so typically, and maybe we're getting away from it a little bit now, but typically scholarships that you get at the church or wherever, they're for people who are graduating high school, going off to their beginning of college. But there are so many people who are not just getting out of high school going to college. There's some adults who are just starting college, and I shared with my dad and family. I'm like, well, listen, we can't just make this for a high school senior only, because you, Dad, and you and Mom, y'all went to, my mom graduated college the same year I graduated college. All right, so they had their whole careers, and then they said, we're going to go back to school, and at 40 probably, I don't know. So there's 40. Why would we only have for high schools if you two, Dad and Mom, are pure examples of the what they used to call non-traditional student, but now it's really more like a everyday kind of student. And so I didn't want it just to be for people who are just getting out of high school for college. And I didn't want it to be just for adults who are going to college. There's a lot of people who are going to seminary and getting their MDivs and that they could get in it. But more so, there are people who are not going to ever go to college, but they're going to learn a trade. They're going to get, a license in a trade or something, and they have to go to school too. And a lot of times they get looked over for scholarships. So I said, we're going to have to include all of these categories of students, because it's not just, I got a kid just out of high school and he's into college. My youngest just went to college. And I got three kids in college. Lord help us with the money. Thank you. Hallelujah. I mean that thing too. Whew. But yeah, so scholarship money is, of course, often needed by incoming freshmen straight out of high school. But I said we got to include all these groups. We got to include that non-traditional student who maybe never had a chance to go. Maybe they got married early, had a family early, and that wasn't in the writing for them at the moment, right? That wasn't part of their plan. Or maybe they never planned to go, and now they realize, wow, it'd be valuable if I did go. So we included all of those categories in it. And we ended up getting a lot more applicants because sometimes they're overlooked. So I was very happy to be able to do that. So we were able to give the first one away in June. In fact, it was the day after my uncle, my mom's brother, Bishop Norris's homegoing. He passed like 7 months after my mom. They were joined at the hip, those two. It was the day after his homegoing was the Scholarship Sunday. So we were there that weekend to say farewell to Uncle Richard and to offer Mom's scholarship fund the next day. So they're both at St. Matthew, but yeah. So anyway, I don't even know what space I'm really in right now, but I gotta press on and see what the end is going to be. So I do press on. I show up where I need to show up. I do what I need to do. And then what if I need to go lay down? Then that's what I'll have to do. So you do what you have to do, like whatever it takes you to manage all that is with you, on you, happening around you. Find your space for your self-care moments. Find your space to decompress. Find your space to have a nothing space where you don't feel forced to perform. Sometimes we have to perform. Everyone expects you to be. And it's okay to be that. But then if you don't have the other side of that where you don't have to perform, where you're around people you don't have to perform for. You're at work, you're a work person, no matter what your job is. When you come home or when you're around, friends that are the ones you can just be yourself with, that's the most valuable set of things you can have. Because you could just let that belt loose. Unbuckle that belt. So you can just let that belly hang out, right? That's the most relaxed you can be, right? So you had to be all, starched up all day and, doing whatever it is that you do. But when you could just be like, whatever, they're not expecting me to perform. They're not expecting me to be an expert at this. They're not expecting me to take care of everything. They're not expecting me to do any of that. Then I know I'm in my safe space. I'm in my soft place to fall. I'm in the place that I need to be. So we all have to find that space. Like, who are the people that let you loosen your belt buckle so your belly can hang out? Not that you all have bellies. But if you do, so what? But what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying. Who is that, like, I could just be myself. I could take this extra hair off, or whatever, right? I could just, whatever. Just be me, right? And so, that's what I've always lived away as an adult from home most of the time, other cities or states. And so everyone expects you to be who you are. I was a broadcaster, so I'm always to be the broadcast person. I always got to be whatever. And so when I go home to visit parents, their house, I could just be like, I could just be myself. Not that you're not yourself in the regular space, but you're that role that you play. And I don't mean like being a fake person. I mean, if your job is the supervisor, then you are the supervisor. You're not just yourself at home. People are expecting you to do supervisory things, right? So whatever your role is on your job or whatever it is that you do, people are expecting you to be that. And you need a place where people don't expect you to be any of that. They just expect you to just unwind, chill out, not asking you a bunch of stuff, not trying to get a bunch of stuff from you. Just none of that. And so when I go home, it was always where I could, song, I think Jennifer Hudson made a song, I Remember Me, where I could remember me. Because you get, it's like layers and people and stuff and activity and and you do it. It's cool. I can handle that. It's no big deal. But sometimes you need to just go back and remember who you are. Not that you're being someone that you're not, but just like who I am without all of that. Like before I had any of these jobs or positions or titles or, any of these things that people expect of me. Before I had any of that, I was just me, the growing up young lady, right? The growing up girl, the growing up young lady, and the people that know you from, hopefully you have a family that nurtured you growing up and they know you and you know them and you could just not feel any pressure. And I always would go home for that. And I still go home for that. And it's just different now because now it's dad only and not dad and mom in that dynamic. So it's a new dynamic, but it's still very good. And I still remember me when I go. And it's just really still very good. But I'm saying all this to say that everybody needs that soft place to fall, that safe space to just say, I can't stand any of this stuff that's going on. It's out of control. It's running me. I'm not running it. Sometimes that happens, or whatever, right? So you need that space, that group of people, friends, family, whomever it is. If it's not your family, maybe it's a group of friends or whatever, colleagues, maybe, if that's what it takes, whatever it takes. You got to find some people that are not winding up your, what's that thing, the Jack in the Box, where you got to pop up, ding, pop, and there you pop up, and you got to be that person again and again and again, and there's all these people, it's all these things, it's all these roles, all these expectations, all of these whatevers. You don't want to be the Jack in the Box all the time. Find your people who are not going to make you be the Jack in the Box all the time. Right? And if you don't pop out the box, what's wrong with it? Open the thing up. Come on, they're waiting for you. And sometimes that happens. You gotta do what you gotta do. Show up. But carve out the spaces. This is how we flow today tip. Carve out those spaces that don't require all of that of you. And you can get that balance. And then you'll have more energy and stamina for the things you do have to pop up for, right? And if you don't carve that out, you're going to be wound up, wired, and never decompress. And that doesn't help you, right? Your stress levels, your pure exhaustion, your zeal for what it is that you're called to do. You don't want to do it. You don't feel like it, but you do it because you can do it with your eyeballs closed, because that's what you do for 30-something years, right? I'm 35 years in the broadcast industry. I can do it with my eyeballs closed, right? So whatever you're in for your whole career, if you're anywhere in your 40s or 50s, at least 50s, you've been doing it for at least 30 years, right? So